What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Right now, we're going to jump into some more of the Sugar Rush. This is part 2, so you're going to have Steve McNair and you're going to have Ronnie Lott out there. Shout out to all of you guys that were part of the stream earlier. We got to see what Ronnie Lott was all about. For those of you guys that are subscribed to GmiasWorld Gaming on YouTube, you are not going to want to miss tonight's video, because Ronnie Lott is an absolute beast. With this one situation that I got to point out, you have to user him. We're going to talk about why we have to user him. Simply because he's a hybrid and he doesn't get the right abilities for one, we cannot go out of our way to try to implement him into the offense. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to also talk about the fact that he is a Niner, so it will add to that situation. But he played for several other teams, including the Jets. I don't know why he would ever play for the Jets, but he chose to do it. It was his decision. It is what it is. Now look, this is what I want you guys to understand. Justin Reed is still out there. We have Derwin James, who is also a specialist that's out there because he gets the mid-zone for one. All right, now, is mid-zone an end-all, be-all? Not really, but you do see them light up and react a little bit faster. So let's take a look at Ronnie Lott. What are we dealing with Ronnie Lott right now? All right, this is what I wanted you guys to see. His numbers are absolutely ridiculous, but he's undersized and he's light. And a lot of you guys are going to say, yeah, Gmia, what's up with all the stuff you were telling me about Isaiah Simmons? Well, what's happening right now with Ronnie Lott, he is I don't even know what his block shed is, but okay, so that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so he's at an 80 tier block shed. Let me just point out what will happen. If you get someone that likes to run the ball, right, and you're using Ronnie Lott and you run up against the O-lineman, similar to Isaiah Simmons, he gets freaky animations to where he'll like do, you know, a bull rush or something crazy to like block shed guards, tackles. It's wild. But not only that, that 99 hit power, you guys remember, for those of you guys that played Madden 20, one of the big things about Pat Tillman, you could just run into a dude and just hit stick him without hit sticking. Ronnie Lott does that. Like, he literally runs into people and just, I got one fumble. I made Dre Archer fumble. It's not really that much to talk about, but, you know, Dre Archer's super fast and he's annoying as hell in this game. But I made him fumble. I got at least one fumble. So does that 99 hit power mean anything? I don't know. But realistically, we got at least the one fumble that I told you we would get on stream. So the 99 zone coverage, obviously, you know, that being stock, that doesn't apply for us. Okay, because he's a user player. Now, you guys are going to be like, yo, Gmia, what do you mean? You know, bro, why would you user him? Why not let him play with those numbers? Because he's a hybrid, right? Hybrids are one of the most useless archetypes in Madden 21, okay? It does not help at all with anything else that he gets for you to utilize him in the actual passing game. Nothing else here works for you guys. Everything else is a joke. You know, mid zone is 2, flat zone's 2, acrobat is 3. Everything else is pretty stupid. So, you know, imagine using him with short route KO. That's like useless to do that. So everything else that goes on, because he's in hybrid, it's really, really annoying and really, really stupid. So I would suggest that you user him and get everything out of it, right? Because if you have the additional AP, that's fine, but I have to make sure that everybody understands the ability point situation is very, very slim. Because they've either raised the points on other abilities that we otherwise had for less, or they just outright nerf them. So you have to use the right things in order to be successful in this game, and I want to make sure that you guys are being successful with it. So he would be a user in our double A gap. And if you run 3-4, you can run the cover 3s where he's the safety that is in a purple and just roam the field. So now that you've seen all this stuff and you understand, like the hybrid, it's very important to also point out these numbers that he has. I'm going to tell you what I did earlier just to kind of give you guys some insight. And I don't think Isaiah Simmons would have been able to do this. His 99 speed obviously comes with the theme team plus the sprinter and everything else, right? But hear me out. I was running a cover 2 defense. The guy tried to beat me on the deep post. All this, you're going to be able to see this later on GmiasWorld Gaming. He tries to beat me on the deep post. I run from the middle of the field, like down at the line, straight back, and the guy throws the ball like 60 yards. Ronnie Lott gets back there to pick it. Now, I know you guys probably like, yo, this is Madden. Anything's possible, bro. Like, it's a science project. And you're absolutely right. But I don't think Isaiah Simmons would have made that move. The reason that I point that out, he moves super fast. He's like a big hitter Deion Sanders. That's what he is. Like, realistically speaking, he just can't spin or anything. Does he have any spin action? Yeah, 72. Like, he doesn't, He's very, very stiff as far as the movement of going like a spin move, you know, juke and all that stuff. But you can see his change of direction is 96. He really moves around very, very well. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that. It's very, very important that you note that and really understand you must user him and put pick artist on him. Why are we using pick artist, ladies and gentlemen? I do not want you guys dropping picks ever. Ever. I don't want you dropping picks ever. So I would recommend highly that you guys look into this. Please look into it. I think it's a very, very important situation that everybody should understand, because all you guys, yo, I don't drop picks. And then I get the same guy right later like, yo, bro, I dropped the pick the other day. Like, what? Just put pick artist on and you'll be all set. Everybody else is pretty much going to have, you know, the mid zones and everything else that's going on with the squad. And you pretty much will go from there. So now, you know all of that stuff. You pretty much understand what's going on, you know, the current situation. You're probably saying, where's Isaiah Simmons? Well, you know what's interesting about that? I tried to raid sell him and I was unsuccessful. So his card expired because people are starting to realize the hype behind him is probably not as much as it should be because he's an outdated card. So he's at 131. I tried to get rid of him for like 110, but you know what? It's an 87 overall card. Let's bring it down to 99 and try to get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? But again, people are not really high on the card, and you never know with EA Sports. The very, very thing that we want, EA Sports will randomly give it to us. So you know, like how I've been telling you guys, like, yo, I want this Taylor Mays, like I want this guy, bro, like let me get that Taylor Mays. EA will mess around and drop Taylor Mays randomly. It'll just be real stupid. They'll just drop him. And it'll be like, the dude will be just like a monster. The reason that I'm pointing that out again, just to let you guys understand, when I tell you that a card is good, Isaiah Simmons is still a really good card. Ronnie Lott's just better. That's the point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, oh, bro, the dude was selling. Isaiah Simmons plays very, very well. But you want to optimize your team, especially you guys that are Niner theme teams. I've been trying to keep track of a lot of you guys that, you know, leave the comments about your theme team and, you know, go over, you know, which route you should be taking with that. But I think for the most part, it's very important that you guys understand a few things, right? When you're building your theme team, what makes your theme team special? What is it about your theme team that makes it special? Like, when I use the Niners, I could tell you easily, Uncle Vern is the GOAT. What makes your theme team special? And when you have a guy like Ronnie Lott that you can boost to that speed, he's going to play a lot differently. So for those of you guys that just think like, yo, bro, you know, I want to get him, but he's not part of my theme team, I would agree totally if you kept Isaiah Simmons. Because Isaiah Simmons, he goes to a 98 speed for my team. So he wasn't that full 99 that we wanted, but it's something, right? It's something that we could utilize. And, you know, he's 6'4", built-in lurker. He just goes wild. So those things could work for us. But I have to make sure, like I said, I'm always going to give you the full rundown. I don't want you guys to feel that you need to get a player that I get. That's not what this is about. It's about the journey, right? So look, this dude, let me just go ahead and show you really quickly what I mean by that. If you have a theme team that this guy played on, for whatever reason, you need this guy as your user. Now, Raiders or Jets? A lot of you guys are Raiders, so this is a no-brainer. You Raider dudes are going crazy like, yo, bro, Ronnie Lott. Yeah, because he's playing that well right now. Let me ask you a question, though. What happens when Taylor Mays drops? That's when everything starts to change, because this is where it starts to get very interesting, and I'll give you a little bit of insight into that. Taylor Mays being a run-stopping archetype, he will get mid-zone for one. But would I want to leave Taylor Mays out there and not user him? Taylor Mays is a savage, but I would say yes. I would leave Taylor Mays in the backfield with mid-zone and 99 speed and the possibility of knocking your block off. All of those things will happen. And the Niner, whatever other teams he played for, Raiders, whatever it is, with Taylor Mays, he's going to amplify that squad. This is what you have to look at. Don't, right now, because I always get the guys that understand it and I get the guys that don't. Like, yo, bro, I don't even have this theme team. How is it going to work for me? It won't. You see what I'm saying? It won't work for you. Because if you don't give him that additional 2, right? Say for whatever reason you leave him at 97 speed and you user him and stuff like that, EA has done a great job of making sure that they know with your user how fast the drop-off of the speed is. So we were arguing about it, and 97, 98, 99, is it that big of a difference? Probably not, but you feel it, especially when you're running the ball back for 6. So when you look at the video later on GmiasWorld Gaming, you'll be like, yo, why is Ronnie Lott running so fast? Because of that boost. They had to make the boost really work because we started to be very, very skeptical. And I do still believe that in the beginning, they were playing around with it. Like all these boosts, they weren't really actively making it work on the actual field. I don't think they were doing that. They were doing it in a fashion where they would tell you that the boost was there and we would see no difference. Now, because we have people doing research, all kind of scientific equations, they have to make sure that these numbers matter. So those 3 teams, he's going to be a monster on, as our user, the Jets, the Raiders, and the Niners. If you are not one of those theme teams, it may not benefit you in the same light to which I'm raging about him now and raving and saying how good he is, because he won't be maxed out. So what happens is the next best player that drops, that's when I'm going to tell you, like, yo, you got to comp this dude right here. Like this dude right here, he raw. And I will try that player out for you, because that's what I like to do for you guys, to make sure that you at least have an understanding of what you're investing in. So I'm going to tell you right now, I do believe that he is a guy that is really, really good. I do believe that he will stand the test of time for now. And even when tailor-made's drop, we'll just get rid of Reed, possibly. Because I like Derwin a lot playing that mid zone for one out there, because he just goes crazy. So we'll take a look at that when that time comes. But I just wanted to get the information out to you guys and let you know what was really going on. The dude's a beast. I think you're going to really enjoy the card if you have him on the theme team. Let me know your thoughts, your questions, comments, all that good stuff. Shout out to all you guys. Hopefully you guys are all doing well and safe. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.